What is up, everybody? Welcome to Johnny Bro Beyond. I'm Johnny Bro, and today we're on Cryptid Wiki. We're going to be looking at the not deer phenomenon. A pretty creepy one in my opinion. Creepy animals in general creep me out, so it definitely works. It's definitely effective. Not deer, definitely something I've been wanting to look a little bit more into, so I figured why not start here on the Cryptid Wiki. So let's just jump right into it. The not deer is a creature said to inhabit the Appalachian Mountains, with most sightings being in the state of Tennessee. The animal is characterized as looking like a normal deer at first, but upon closer inspection, it becomes apparent that something is off with its anatomy and behavior. The not deer is described as looking like a deer from a distance, but as one looks at it longer or gets closer, something about it is off. Their movements are described as being like a newborn deer, but appearing as an adult. Some accounts suggest the creature is double-jointed or has additional joints in its limbs. The limbs are described as longer than those of a deer, and the chest very barrel-like. The way it moves is said to be aggressive compared to a deer. The most defining feature, however, is that not deers do not have eyes on the side of their head, but rather the front, like a predator. This distinction is usually the first thing noticed as off. A few accounts involve multiple eyes, though most do not. Other uncommon outliers to the typical account involve describing the head as bovine. Not deers are said to not be afraid of humans. Those who encounter them say they have an uneasy feeling, that there is an intelligence and emotion about them that furthers the feelings that something is off. The not deer will generally approach humans, and it's because of this that the odd movements are noted. Despite encounters feeling off, the creature has only been reported to attack if provoked, such as when an encounter tries to scare them off. Some accounts of such involve being chased up a tree by the not deer. The not deer may walk on its hind legs for a bit, as some animals may do, in order to intimidate or in attempts to reach individuals who are chased up trees. The not deer reports are primarily found on Tumblr and Reddit, but after getting attention, seeped in recent years to TikTok and other sites. Usually sightings are on roads, such as a case of driving alone on a motorcycle on an Appalachian road, and seeing in the road what looks like a deer, but becomes very obviously not a deer, as it or the encounter gets closer. It has been suggested that the not deer could be sightings of kangaroos in North America. The kangaroo is a species not native to Appalachia, and with its tail typically on the ground, such feature could be hidden from sight. The kangaroo has fur tones resembling the North American deer and stands upright. This theory relies on the assumption that kangaroos who escaped either a circus or a zoo are capable of establishing a population in the forests of North America, or that such escapes must have happened not long before a not deer was sighted. Not deer encounters are suggested by skeptics to be encounters with deer who have had birth defects causing unusual walking patterns and head shape. The feelings reported by those who claim to have encountered not deers are thought to be results of isolation, sleep deprivation, or other factors. An alternative to the deformed deer explanation is that encounters stumbled upon deer suffering from the early stages of CWD, chronic wasting disease, aka the zombie deer syndrome. CWD also being suspected as a possible source for modern-day Wendigo sightings, which tend to express a deer's skull face. In regards to CWD, the first sign of the illness is difficulty in movement. A follow-up sign is a change in behavior which includes listlessness, tremors, and nervousness. Excessive saliva and increased water intake follow. The deer loses its fear of humans and looks utterly confused. After this, the wasting begins, and those who favor this explanation for the not deer suggest that the accounts of double joints, or multiple jointed legs, are merely of legs that have lost some internal tissue, allowing the lower leg to swing slightly in either direction. Some suggest that multiple eyes are a misidentification of open lesions whose exposed fluids reflect light. Wow, yeah, definitely an interesting cryptid or possible internet phenomenon. Very uncanny, very weird, Wendigo-like for sure. I noticed a lot of comparisons to the Wendigo as far as details and different descriptions of it. The shape-shifting aspects combined with the uncanny features is definitely something super creepy to me. The longer limbs and just like the lanky jankiness of it is very creepy to me. Multiple eyes, skull face, stuff like that definitely definitely works for extreme creepypasta vibes for sure, as well as like awkward movements and whatnot. That kind of thing is just like so unnerving and super creepy to see out in the woods like that. Whenever you think you're just running into a regular deer, and then you got something like this. Yeah, not the vibe, not the vibe. Unless it is the vibe, unless that's what you're looking for. I do personally think many sightings and encounters and stories are probably due to this zombie deer syndrome, CWD thing, probably. Because it seems like a lot of those characteristics with those suffering animals could kind of mirror some of the things that the not deer has. Some of the features, some of the ways it carries itself. Interesting, the misidentification of like open lesions that could be misinterpreted as multiple eyes, stuff like that. The animals being kind of out of it and going up to people, stuff like that. And that could also give off vibes of not deer. So yeah, maybe diseases and deformities could be an explanation for some of this stuff. But it depends on the story. There's probably some details and some different things and different stories that could lead one to believe that maybe there is something to this when it comes to like a cryptid or some kind of unknown being. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think this is like a legitimate cryptid? Have you had any encounters with a not deer? Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is just some kind of internet thing or a creepypasta that took off? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Any stories you might have or encounters you might have had, let me know about them. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the video. I'm Johnny Bro. Thanks for watching. This has been Johnny Bro Beyond. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see ya next time.